that. Look at that nice tree over there, man. It's a nice piece. Oh, wait a second. I'm live. Oh, hey guys, it's Pros, and I need you to get my level. Just ignore that little part. All right. Okay. So, why are we here? Huh? Why did you come to this video? Well, man, let me first say I know you came for this little lamp in my beautiful ways. I know you love it, man. You want to see it closer? I got you, man. There you go, man. You got a nice look. Anyways, okay. So, as you guys know, this is gonna be a tutorial because you probably read the title and it probably says tip and trick something. I haven't come up with a title yet, but when I was actually looking at making the tutorials and all that, I forgot something very important, where the whole point I'm making this videos is so you guys know that I want you guys to get better at fighting, especially in PvP. So my philosophy is, if you actually get better in PvP, what that ends up happening is, when you fight monsters, it becomes so much easier. Like, so you can get like a mob of enemies coming your way, and you wouldn't care as much because you're just ready for anything. And yeah, so I was over here thinking like, what can I do so I can make it so that these people understand how important that is, because it literally is basics. It always comes down to the basics of the game, of how you play it, who plays it, how you want to fight. And in this game, Dark Souls, what we always seen in every game is that there's always gonna be a lot of people dying, because that's the whole point of Dark Souls games, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, etc. And I always notice when I PvP people, they're very easy to trick. But the main reason, one of the main reasons, is people don't understand mechanics a lot. What does that mean? Well, mechanics in the games are like rolling, when you attack, when you can roll, when can you backstep, how far does the backsteps go, when you do a jump attack, and like this, how long do you have for recovery time, if you do a dual wield, how much of recovery time you have, and all that, and what can you use to cancel stuff. For example, you can cancel this attack, this spell, because normally it takes this long, by doing that bestial sling. And then you can cancel this thing as well, and other spells. So what mechanic am I gonna talk about? Why am I ranting so much? Well, there's one mechanic that a lot of people don't do, and it's very important, and that's lock on. Why is lock on such an important factor? Well, when you're fighting in PvP, what it comes down to is, a lot of people, they just stay lock on all the time. So what does lock on do? Well, you stay looking at the character the whole time. You can roll, you're always gonna keep your eye on the enemy. It doesn't matter what you do, you can jump, your character will always go back to the person. So why is that a problem? Because you have a fixed amount of stuff you can do. You can only roll forward, back, to the side. You can kind of roll. You can't roll like in between those. So you can't do this much, this. So I can roll anywhere now, not locked on. And I can actually go anywhere I want. So why is that important? Because when you're fighting, you can roll, trick people. You can get the distance, you can fix your stuff. For example, a lot of people expect you to roll forward or backwards. So a lot of people, when they use like a spear like this guy is, so what he's doing right now, which is the roll attack, and attacking with the spear will hit you most of the time, because you're supposed to roll to the side, forward and side, like this. As you can see, I create a larger gap when I'm fighting the enemy. But if I'm over here fighting like this, I can't create that much of a big gap because I'm in a fixed position all the time. So this also affects a lot of abilities, a lot of techniques when you're fighting. So for example, for Bloodhound, it makes me do this. So that only happens when you go backward, like a backstep. So you can do like a little counter if you actually go have Bloodhound, go to the left, and you can do this attack. Now in PvP, that's fatal because that attack is way too slow. People are gonna hit me and I'm gonna die. So why was I trying to go to the left and right? Because I was trying to do a roll and this attack. I was trying to do a roll and I was trying to do this. But because you rolled like that, it made the character do the animation, and that happens with a lot of weapons. Like I was telling you guys about, I was doing the video about the trusting, heavy trusting weapons. So this one is another example of why you gotta understand mechanics a lot. So the problem with this is when you roll, let me kill the doggy because I hate this doggy. Oh, die, doggy. Okay, so I gotta switch to stronger weapons. Give me a second, boys. There we go. Alright. So, this one, I'm gonna try to roll. Okay, that was actually pretty good. What the heck? Okay, so let me kill those guys. So now that I can do this. So if I actually roll. Alright, man. I need you to stop, man. See that? So I rolled too much, and see how I'm not hitting the guy that I want? That, if you don't lock on, look at this. You see that? You see how I changed to where I want it? Okay, this guy, man, you get the frick away from here, man. You're ruining my life, man. You're in the video. You want to fight too? Huh? You want to go? Oh, that's it. You want to go? Oh, let's go. You piece of crap. Oh, okay. I was saying. So when you go like this, you miss. If you actually have the lock on, you see how I'm actually hitting the enemy? See that? That's the difference between locking on and not locking on. There's a lot of stuff as well. So a lot of people, they have people that use spells. People, listen to me. Use spells without locking on a lot of the times. Because, for example, when you throw a fireball and you're locked on, it's actually heavier and I won't reach the person. If I look up, oh, look at that, I reach farther away. Now if I keep looking more up, wait, let me get some magic here. Now if I look, oh, what are you doing over here? See how far it went? So when I'm locked on, the character, for some weird reason, likes throwing the fireball on the ground. But look, if I throw it, look at that. See that? Beautiful. And the thing is, when you're fighting in PvP, a lot of people are always running, dodging, and all that. Let's say the enemy, for example, the enemy is this thing right here, this thing. So people are running and all that, and then you go lock on, boom, easy. Or you just throw on the floor. And even if they dodge it, because a lot of people try to throw the magic towards the enemy, and people just dodge and they dodge the attack. If you actually throw the attack on the floor, which is like an explosion, it actually helps a lot more. And that's the beauty of learning how to fight without being locked on. So, for example, one attack that a lot of people like to do is this one. But what people will tell you is, man, that attack sucks for PvP, blah, blah, blah. So, enemies are moving. See that? They're gonna be, it's kind of hard to show you with enemies like this. But if you're not locked on, you can always predict where they're gonna move. So, it's a lot better. So let's say, for example, the enemy, I'm gonna shoot it right there in front of me, but the enemy moves to the right. Okay? So I do the first attack, I miss, and then it's like, oh, you want to go behind me? Oh, to the side, actually, I meant. Yeah, so one other thing is, somebody was behind me. Oh, you want to go behind me? Oh, that's right, bite. And a lot of times, locking on will mess that up. So there's some attacks where it's like it won't go all the way back. So yeah, like locking on, it's nice, don't get me wrong. Especially if you're using the Rune's Great Sword. So this weapon, a lot of people like to do this, but sometimes people like to run. Let's say some media is like running like this in front of you. So instead of aiming, locking on, so if they're running like this, aim a little bit forward, like that. So let's say this dead body right here is the person. So instead, like, remember, they're running like this. So instead of attacking like that, lock on, just go like this. And you're going to hit the person because the impact of the weapon is going slow. So they're going to be like running and they're going to be like, oh yeah, well, bah! And you hit them. And that's predicting enemies' attacks. And that's very important when you're doing PvP. Another thing that people do, Rivers of Blood, locked on. Alright, man, let's go. So, one thing you can do with Rivers of Blood, if you actually hold it, look, if you see that, if you saw what I did right now. So normally people have this range. As you can see, the area of damage is this. All this. That's it. So if there's somebody moving around, like they're moving here, you move it, you see that? I just covered all of this. And then you can keep moving. So somebody dodges. Are you trying to dodge behind me? Are you trying to go over here? Oh man, let's go, man. And yeah, you just learn, guys. That's the thing. That's the main thing. So weapons, for example, like this one, a lot of people don't really use it because if you're locked on, somebody's trying to roll. Let's say it's the dead body again. Somebody tries to roll, they're gonna roll like this. Okay? So instead of locking on, wasting my attack like this, and they're gonna roll, I'm just gonna lock on. See, I did a fake. They think I'm gonna hit over here, but I'm like, nope, I'm gonna hit over there. That's the important concept that you gotta understand. So when you're trying to fight, try in PvP especially, you can go on and off. That's how I do it. So if there's a spell, because there's some spell that do follow. So if you want to fight and actually have a spell that follow, obviously lock on because it's not going to work. So that's where this comes in like an example. Let me see if I find it. I believe it was the Great Club. So for example, this attack, if I don't have it locked on, it just goes anywhere. And that's dumb. If you have it locked on, then it hits the enemy. See that? But the thing is that a lot of people don't think about, if you have it locked on, for example, and then you summon the stuff, you can get the lock off on. And you see, it still hits the enemy. And that's the thing. You have the lock off. And then you can attack, and a lot of people and you can move anywhere, you can dodge anywhere, you can roll anywhere you want. But at the same time, this attack actually has a follow-up, which is this. So if they're running and whatnot, and you're trying to predict where they're gonna go, you can do that. I mean, why not? If you're locking on with a roll, and you're gonna do a roll, if you do like they'll roll to the side over here, you're gonna miss. But if you predict it, it has a swing, so it's gonna hit the enemy. And that's what I'm telling you. This it's very important to figure this stuff out. Another example: you got the Great Horn. This sucks. You log on to someone, it sucks because a lot of people are gonna dodge. So it follows and it goes up. I don't know why it goes up, but it goes up. So if you like predict, be like, oh, you wanna go over here? I mean, this really sucks, man. It just sucks all around, man. That one's a little bit harder to get. But this one, for example, I believe this one you can... So in this one, you want to have a lock-on. So this is where the lock-on actually benefits you. Because if you actually have lock-on, For example, I'm gonna show you in a second. It actually moves a lot. So let's say I'm over here. See that? So it actually moves to the enemy. So I'm trying to do it right now. I can't move it. See? I can't move it to hit the enemy. That's when it becomes nice to be locked on. But that's only one example. So you gotta learn how to do it, how to have your times that you're gonna be locked on and when not. This weapon I have, you gotta be locked on because it's a weapon that attacks the enemy wherever they are. Now, if you wanna do a little bit, let's see if I got anything else. This weapon, for example, this one's nice in general because it goes everywhere. Like it has a very nice distance, but like, let's see. Another thing is, it's not just weapons that are locked on. So when you're fighting with a normal sword, people like to dodge. You go dodge, go follow it, keep moving, and you learn how to fight with it. Because a lot of people have the wrong idea where they think, oh, the weapon needs to have an actual war so it becomes good. You can literally use any weapon. And if you actually learn how to fight, for example, this shield guy. See that? I was able to hit him just by not being locked on. If I'm locked on, that's not going to happen. Because my character's gonna be looking at him and it's gonna move slow. Because when you're locked on, you're moving slow. Especially when you're going by side. If you're not locked on, you're actually moving a lot faster. So it's actually, and you can start running. So that's another big thing. When you're fighting, what I like to do, let me kill this guy. So what I like to do is when you're fighting, I like to fake, do little fakes. Be like, oh, you're gonna hit me? Oh, okay, that was a bad idea. Be like, oh, you were trying to hit me? Bait him in. Oh. Okay, that's a bad idea. Bait them in. Oh! Roll them anywhere. Keep rolling. Blah, blah. Easy. Same thing with this guy. Instead of being locked on. And then you learn how to fight with it, without it. And once you actually learn how to fight without it, see, you can dodge a lot easier. Oh, look at that. This guy's over here like this. And yeah, you can move a lot easier for sure. Like, look at this, man. It's beautiful. And I always like to lock on for when I try to backstab. Let me kill this guy, man. This guy looking at me funny. So, if you're gonna backstab, let's say, for sure if you want to backstab, you gotta be locked on. Because that way, you get to the fastest route to backstab. If you learn how to run and go like this, well, not like that. If you learn how to do this, like, man, you're ruining my life right now. If you learn how to do that, like I did, it looks a lot cleaner. It looks really nice. And if you learn how to, it's actually a lot more effective. But for a lot of people, they will have a lot of trouble doing that. But if you actually learn that, it's a huge advantage. And that's the importance of locking on and locking off. Don't stay locked on all the time, guys. Please learn to use it correctly. If you're locked on all the time, you're moving our limit, and that really sucks. If your movements are very limited, you're gonna end up like a lot of people I killed. Because if you're limited, that means my weapons and weapons that have long range, because the thing is, let's say this weapon has a, oh, that's not it. This weapon has a long range. If you roll by, when I do this, and you roll and then I do it like after that, you're gonna get hit. Because this has range. But if you learn how to roll without being locked on, and you, instead of rolling like this backwards, you actually roll like this, that's actually a lot more distance than rolling normally. And that's the big key. And also when somebody's attacking, learn to roll towards them, like beside them, because this weapon, if you roll correctly and at the right time, you can roll to the side of them and just smack them. Because to do a follow-up, it's like this, and you're gonna have a few hits. Because remember, the animation's always the same, so you can have a few hits and stagger me out. That's the importance of learning how to lock on. Alright guys, leave a like and subscribe, and I hope you find this video very useful when you fight. Try to learn, try different sorceries, magic, weapon, attacks. Some weapons are better without being locked on, etc, etc. And yeah, you can just learn, or you just go watch my other videos where I give tips and tricks of stuff that I found interesting. And yeah, leave a like and comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.